Well, hello there. You guys, it has been a crazy couple of days. Yesterday, I woke up and looked in my bank account and saw that there was some money in there from the IRS, which is a surprise because normally they take money out. You know, being a self employed business person, I pay estimated taxes, but that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to come on and give you a few quick guidelines, and I have a worksheet for you. A few quick guidelines on smart things to do with extra money you receive. So whether it's a stimulus check, whether it's a bonus, whether it's just a large gift. I know you guys want to have this amazing financial future, and it's entirely possible, but I want to keep you on track with that. And because it's so tempting to be like, oh, well, I could buy this and that and whatever, and you end up not knowing where your money is going, and then it doesn't get to the places that you want to go. So if you are wanting to do smart things with any extra money that you get the worksheet. First of all, I'm going to just walk through the worksheet and then explain just the 5-step process on what I do to evaluate where my extra money should go. So whatever kind of extra money it is, and I'd love to know, like, what are you guys going to do with it? So first of all, if you're just joining me, so glad you're here. Say hi. I love interacting with you. I'm Carissa from Change Your Finances, where I empower women to overcome money struggles, gain financial peace, do this with a biblical perspective so that you can handle money with confidence, you can provide well for your families, and you can make an impact on your community. And I know we're all wanting to do wise things with our money, and we want to have this really incredible financial future, without debt, savings in the bank, and just having that life that you want to live. I know people want to buy houses and homesteads and cars and all the things that you want to do, travel. I know a lot of you guys like to travel. So 5 smart things to do with any extra money that you receive. Worksheets above, download it, and I'm just going to walk through it. So first of all, you want to start with, well, I always say thank you. I am so grateful if I get extra money, and I just see that as a blessing from God. So I always, just really say thank you and just appreciate it and know where it's come from. But the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that all of your basic needs are covered. And what are your basic needs? You want to make sure you have food for your family. You want to make sure that your lights and water stay on. You want to make sure that you have money for housing and for transportation. Because I found when you have money for these 4 things, a ton of money stress melts away, and you have the clarity of mind to be able to think and to be able to do things with money that maybe, pay off debt or whatever, or save or whatever, complicated other things that feel complicated, you're able to deal with it clearly. So make sure all of your basic needs are covered. I see you're going to save most of it, Jennifer, and give 10% to God. That's awesome. And I want to, especially if your income is uncertain right now, or life situations are uncertain right now, you want to really make sure that these basic needs are covered. And if anything is uncertain, income or job or anything, then I would put money aside, as much money as you aside for these 4 essentials for as long as possible. So if say, I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to work, I'm not sure what that looks like, I'm not sure how, make sure you have basic needs covered for the next couple of months. Okay, that's the first thing. If that's all taken care of, if your income's stable, your basic needs are covered, we move on to step number 2. And step number 2 is, do you have money saved for emergencies? Now, I know I've realized, I know a lot of you guys have realized, like, whoa, like things can change like that. And emergency fund is so helpful to have. I have an emergency fund. It's not where I want it to be. It's not to my 3-month worth of expenses. It's getting close, but I want to, even just having $1,000 wards off so many little emergencies. So that's number 2. Do you have any money saved for emergencies? If you don't, or if it's not where you need to be, if you don't have at least $1,000, put as much money as you can towards $1,000 of emergency fund. Even, just having that buffer between you and life helps tremendously. So if you have that covered, we move on to step number 3. Now, remember, go up here, changeyourfinances.com/smart, and you can get this free worksheet. It just helps you. It just walks you through the 5 steps of what I recommend you do with your money when you get extra money. Step number 3 is you have your basic needs covered. You have your emergency, at least $1,000 saved for emergencies. Now, number 3 is to put any extra money on the smallest debt and continue to work down paying off your debts as quickly as possible. This does a couple things. If you're able to pay off debt, it frees up your income to save, to do whatever you need to do. When you pay down debt, you get rid of a lot of money stress and a lot of money risk. And that just makes your family a lot more secure with your finances. And then it's just, being debt-free 10 years now. 10 years ago, March 17, 2010, I became debt-free. And that has been like the best thing in my entire life. It was so life-changing. So I would recommend that as number 3. Number 4, I don't have any debt. This is what I recommend you do. Put money into savings. If your emergency fund isn't quite up to 3 months worth of expenses, boost it on up. Or if you are wanting to make a larger purchase, put money aside for that so you can pay for that in cash so you don't have to take out any debt. So that's number 4. And then finally, number 5, if you have plenty of savings, no debt, you have your emergency fund, you have your basic needs covered, number 5 would be to invest the extra money, because I like to have money working for me and growing, and then there's more for me in the future. So now the last thing, and this is kind of really falls in any of these 5 steps. The last thing is you can always be generous, and you can always do something fun with your money. So like Jennifer said, she's giving 10% to God, which is awesome. And so if you have something that's on your heart, if you're seeing a friend or a neighbor or someone in the community that needs your help, by all means, be generous. And you do something fun with it. If you want to do something fun with the money, all I say is decide what you're going to do, decide on a specific amount. Don't take the whole money, don't take all of it, but have a specific amount that you can use to have fun with, to take a vacation, to do something. But we also want to address these other things too, making sure our family's basic needs are covered. If your family's basic needs are not covered, you should not be doing anything else. You should take care of your family first. If you have money in savings, but you need more, if you want to pay more on debt, have fun and do that. Pay down debt, save money, and do that. Follow it all. So just take a percentage. It could be 10%. It could be a specific dollar amount, $50, $100, whatever works for you and your family. That's fine. Be generous with it and do something fun with it. So these are the 5 things that I run through, the checklist that I run through. changeyourfinances.com/smart to get this worksheet. And they just walk you through, like, when I get extra money, how to be wise with spending it, how to be smart with spending it so that I can continue building that financial future that I am dreaming of, and that I'm making progress on paying off the debt and saving money, and that I'm taken care of. And you want to kind of do all of these, run through the list and see where you're at because how many times have we gotten extra money? And I'm guilty of this too, for whatever reason. And you get extra money and you're like, woohoo, I got some extra money. And then you spend it. And then later you wake up and you really realize you feel guilty, mad, upset, discouraged, frustrated. These are all comments people tell me all the time. And I felt them because you didn't do smart things with your money when you had the money and you don't have it. So I want you to avoid that, because that place is not a fun place to live in. Like I said, I've been there, done that. So that's why I came up with 5 smart things to do with any extra money I receive. I just go down the list, and let me just review them real quick. First one, make sure all of your basic needs are covered. And if your income or your situation is a little uncertain right now, then make sure those needs are covered for the next couple of months or as long as you can. Number 2, make sure you have at least $1,000 in an emergency fund, especially if you don't have any money saved at all. Number 3, pay down your smallest debt and continue working off paying your debts as quickly as possible to free up your income, to give you some breathing room, get rid of stress. Number 4, put money into savings, whether it's an emergency fund or a large purchase or whatever, put money into savings. And then number 5 is invest the money and have it grow for you. And then, of course, you can always be generous or do something fun with your money. So those are the 5 things that have helped guide me to not be like all excited when I get money and like go spend it like crazy. So I just go through this list, see where I'm at, and that really just keeps me on track. You know, I still build in room for having fun. I still build in room for being generous, but then I'm also able to continue building that financial future, that freedom that I want with my money. And with this gift, with the extra money that I have that I didn't have before, and I'm able to continue to move forward. Does that make sense, you guys? So if you go on to changeyourfinances.com, I linked it above, and changeyourfinances.com/smart, that would be the whole thing. You can get this. This is just a 5-step thing, like walk you through where you're at with your money, what to do with it, and so that you can enjoy it, but you also using it wisely. You're going to buy some shoes, okay, and figure out how to invest and not lose it. I love that, Melissa. That sounds amazing. And when you can invest things and it can grow, and actually probably now is a really good time to get into the stock market. Of course, the advice I've gotten is you want to know and understand what you're doing with investing. And so if you need resources, I can find some resources for you. But go sit down with somebody, have them explain it all to you on investing so you know and understand what you're getting into. But there's nothing to be afraid of. And with the market kind of down, it's a great time to get in, to put money in, to buy, because it's going to go up. And also the advice I've heard is you want to keep it for the long term. And so even if like right now, you like, just don't look. Don't look at where it's at right now, because it always goes down and it comes back up, and it goes down and comes back up. You want to look at the long track record. That's the advice I have received. And I am not an investing expert, but I can find some resources for you if that's something that you're interested in. But having a checklist like this, you guys, because it's tempting to want to go and spend all kinds of money, have fun. Maybe you feel like it's a release because you've been doing so good for so long. But I know the frustration that comes when you just go spend it and have fun with it, and you don't really have an intentional plan, and the things that you really wanted to do don't happen. So that's why I have this list, mainly for myself, but you feel free to go get it. And that just really helps me to stay on track with it. And so I don't have those feelings of regret, and I don't have that, I wish I did something different with my money. So those are my tips. What questions do you guys have? Do you have any questions on what to do with extra money? I know I was helping somebody yesterday in my 15-minute little coaching call to kind of give them some direction on where to go on next step with her finances. And she was asking about the stimulus money. She wanted to be wise with it. She wanted to do the right thing, and she just didn't know what to do. And so I was able to help her, and I would love to help you guys if you guys have any questions. I keep it simple. I really do keep it simple because, one, I don't think money has to be complicated. That's what I've learned. That's what I've seen works, is that if it's simple, it's easy, and then we can stick with it. But I also keep the future in mind. Like, where do I want to go? Like, what kind of things do I want to do with my money? What kind of financial future do I want? What kind of freedom? What does financial freedom look like for me? What are the goals and dreams that my family has? And so I balance it out by saying, yeah, I'll spend money, I'll do something fun, but I just take a small amount or a percentage. And then I keep moving towards the dreams that we have, because the more I'm able to stay on track with that, the sooner I can reach those and not be dragged on by all the negative emotions. So I just really keep things simple here. There's nothing needed for complicated, but go grab the worksheet, because this is literally what I use to check and say, okay, where am I at? I've gotten some extra money, which is always a blessing. It's always a gift from God, right? And extra money. But just kind of go through the list and make sure that you keep your family's goals and your that future that you're dreaming about in mind, so we don't get distracted by just the money right now. And I don't know, what do you guys have? Do you guys have any questions, any tips, just like want to chat? I love interacting with you guys on live video. It's like the best thing besides sitting down with you across my kitchen table, having a cup of coffee or tea or something, and really talking to you guys. I love interacting with you via video, especially now, like, we've always been interacting with video, and how many people are trying to figure this all out and learn all of this and whatever, and we've already been used to it. So I love you guys. I will be back on sometime, probably next week, Monday or Tuesday, and talk to you again. But if you guys have any questions, if you're interested in the 15-minute free little brainstorming session with me, tell me below. I'll give you the link, and just enjoy the money, be grateful for it, be appreciative of it, know that it comes from God. It's a blessing for you, and be smart with how you handle it, to do a little something fun, but then just work down these 5 steps to just really keep you on track with where you want to go with your future and your dreams that you have, and just all the things. And this checklist that you can get up, is it up or down? But you can get it. It's free, and it just walks you through the process I use to keep myself on track. I do this with you guys. If I wasn't disciplined and intentional with my money, I could easily overspend. I do easily overspend. I do not make traction on where I want to go with my financial future, and it just gets all crazy. It happens to me. That's why I'm so intentional, and teaching you guys helps me stay intentional too. But it takes, you have to be intentional in thinking about the future and thinking about what your family really needs and wants. Will keep you grounded so that you're spending wisely and spending doing smart things with your money. And that's all what we all want to do, right? We all want to be wise. We all want to be smart with our money. So go grab the worksheet. Like I said, it's free. My gift to you. And I will talk to you again soon. You guys have a good night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for your comments, your likes, and your shares. I appreciate it. You guys are such a blessing to me, and I hope you have a great night. Talk to you soon.